One of the things coming out of the last weekend is that the face-off numbers were against you guys. I'm wondering how, puck possession is a big thing, and that's one of the indicators of puck possession. I know it's not an end-all, be-all thing, but did that set you guys back at all, or was it just a matter of getting the puck back as soon as the face-off was over?
How do you guys decide who asks first question? All right. Face-offs, I mean, I knew you were going to ask this, Todd, to be honest with you, but it's something that we have not spent a lot of time on yet and have done so purposely. I always go back to my dad's always talked about it, being in hockey for a long, long time. Face-offs can be a thing where you can spend a lot of time and energy on early, but it's something that we feel that as we go into the year and move towards the end of the year, let's put a focus on it as we move forward. It's kind of like a dangling little carrot in front of our guys and keep them excited. Scotty Bowman, my time with the Hawks, he talked a lot about face-offs and a lot how many coaches and organizations spend so much time on face-offs, and there's not a lot that comes out of it. Now, it would be nice to win some face-offs and nice to have possession. It's not just the center. It has to be the other four guys that have to really dig in and help out that center.
So in general, though, I mean, if you're talking about, going from 40% to 50% even, that's only a couple face-offs a game. Is it maybe overblown, I guess what you're saying in some circles?
I mean, you don't, and sometimes you can look at those numbers and the numbers are what they are, but what is the situation during the game? Where's the face-off? What is it, towards the end of a period, end of a game? So sometimes those are overblown a little bit. Certainly, would you like to start with possession of the puck? Absolutely. But they can be misleading as well.
Only given up 10 goals in 5 games. Is that misleading, Mark, or is that pretty much on par with what you hoped?
Well, I think we were pretty optimistic about Kyle coming in and doing what he's doing. He's a calming factor, certainly in our locker room and on the bench and during timeouts. The way he's been playing, I think, allows us to be a little bit more aggressive. And our guys know it. They can play on their toes and not have to play on their heels, knowing that he's back there. And, it's not just Kyle. I think it's a group effort right now. And I think we're getting better in that area. I think that we're, this past weekend, I thought we hunted and tracked pucks probably as well as we have in a long time. It was by far the best weekend that way for us. And I know it's early, but even towards last year at the end of the year, this past weekend was much, much better.
How has Tishke helped S, and how is S developing because of that? I know playing with him can be a calming thing for the guy on the other side too.
Well, you could flip that too. You could certainly say, how has S helped Tishke? First of all, with Josh coming in and someone that's come right out of high school, it doesn't happen too often right now outside of the kids that play with the U.S. team. He's been really good for Tish right now because he's just a steady, smart, almost unassuming player and very, very calm. And as a result, it's a great pair for Tishke, and Peter's done an unbelievably good job. He did it last year playing with Linhart, and he's just continued to get I would say his game's continuing to evolve and getting better and better each weekend. The NHL people are going to take notice, absolutely, as our year moves forward. But he's been really, really good for us.
Northern Michigan has a new head coach in Grant Patolny, somebody you're very familiar with. So what type of style of play will Badger fans see out of Northern Michigan this weekend? Well,
I mean, I would assume they're going to play similar what Minnesota has been doing, and certainly on a big ice sheet. And I know I've talked to Grant quite a bit. They want a team that can get around the rink, much like Minnesota has done in the past and when he's been there. I just don't know where they're at yet in terms of their personnel and the personality of their team. But I know his mindset is going to be that. It's going to be play at pace and utilize the size of the rink and try to have a really puck possession, offensive-minded team, but guys that can really put pressure on teams by their skating ability.
I imagine you guys liked what you saw out of your fourth line both nights last weekend. I mean, they got a couple goals Friday, another one Saturday, and it just seemed like they were in the play and were kind of aware of what situations were when they were out there.
I think you saw Tony's quotes. I think consistency. You really with your fourth line, and it could be any of your lines. You certainly can say it about, but with your fourth line and guys that have been in and out of the lineup, you want consistency, and that's what Tony talked about right away. That their consistency from Friday to Saturday was outstanding. But not only that, their shift to shift consistency was fun to see. I mean that's evolving, and I think another area where it's going to continue to improve.
Does it feel like a road series when you go to Green Bay, or does it feel like a home series, or kind of both?
I don't. I mean, if you're asking me, it feels like a home series for me. I mean, I love going there and spent 7 years there. So, I think our guys will be pretty excited about playing in state and in Green Bay. Many of our players, I would say probably 85% of our kids have played in that building at some point. So there's some familiarity there. I think they'll be excited to go to a place like Green Bay and the history of Green Bay, not only with the Gamblers but with the Packers, and so we definitely make it special. And I think our guys are pretty excited about going there.
Anything else for Mark?
I got one. I'll just talk about Tarek Baker, local kid, freshman. Has he been a nice surprise offensively for you guys?
Offensively, absolutely. I think much like I was saying with the fourth line, his consistency has been outstanding. You know what you're getting out of him night in and night out, and that started right away in practice. So it's fun to see him continue to move up and doing well and getting rewarded. It certainly has helped the depth of our team by him coming in and providing that consistency and now adding a little bit of scoring. That's a huge, huge positive on top of that.